What's something that's always wrongly depicted in movies and TV shows? People who pop out of a sewer system in the middle of the street by easily pushing aside the manhole cover. Those damn things are heavy. Outrunning explosions. Apparently you only have to worry about the flame and the concussive impact is really minimal. Court questioning, and police interrogations. The way that apparently crime labs solve crimes with DNA tests and unlimited access to every camera in every building in the city. How absolutely loud gunfire is, especially in enclosed spaces. Hero in a concrete stairwell, no hearing protection. Bang bang bang. Then hears footsteps as someone sneaks up on them. You'd be deaf and ears ringing for a day after. Deleted. The instant death neck crack. When their entire family or friend group dies, but they're absolutely fine after a minute or two and just move on. That the only thing to worry about in space movies is if a planet has oxygen or not. It always bothers me how long people look over at their passenger when driving. Keep your eyes on the road. Spare time. When do these people work and where does the money come from? The 80s. Turn on the radio in the 80s and you could well hear a song from the 60s. House decors were often a mix of the 70s and 80s. And cars were often not from that decade. Movies make the 80s out to be neon blue and pink. But I remember the 80s as being very brown. Defibrillators are always hilarious, because that is never how they work, ever. Over and out. It's a common issue that drives me nuts due to it being relevant to my job. I work in Coast Guard radio monitoring and communications with mariners. Over means I am done speaking, and am now awaiting your response. An example is sailing vessel sunny day, this is the Coast Guard, over. Out means I have completed our conversation. There will be no further broadcasts from me. An example is Roger that sunny day. You are not in distress. Coast Guard standing by on channel 16. Out. Over and out makes no freaking sense, yet it's in everything. Radio shows. Commercials. Cartoons. Movies. Books. The speed at which police forensics can take place. They solve things in minutes that really take days or weeks or months. What stays on during sex? They do not disturb notice. The mood lights. Wanna see her, but let's not make it a stage. Glasses. Without them, I'd likely be entering the pillow or fucking the bedpost. Them psych ward socks with the sticky dots. Hopefully the libido. Both of us hopefully. Edit, thanks for all the awards. My boyfriend refuses to take off his guess what? Chicken butt shirt if he's wearing it at the time. Not thrilled by it. Update, thanks to some Reddit YouTube account, my boyfriend saw this comment. The thigh-high Crocs. According to Marilyn Monroe, the radio. Restraints. Fishnets. The helmet. The Minecraft bed sheets. The Waluigi mask. The lights. What things are frowned upon for no obvious reason? Taking all of your earned PTO. As if by scheduling 10 days off in a year you are somehow taking advantage of the company. Certain jobs. If you tell someone you've been a janitor for 6 years, there's a good chance their response will be a frown. Getting help for anything. People who choose to sleep late. My mum thinks it's some kind of reflection of bad moral character if my younger brother who does a physical job lies in on his days off. Calling out sick when you're actually sick, especially when it's more than one day. Being a night owl instead of an early riser. I'm not lazy, just have a different body clock. I've always felt guilty about it, though. Getting the cheapest bottle of wine on the menu. Not having an opinion on a subject. Confidently being quiet/silent. Going to a movie by yourself. You literally sit there quietly watching a screen for hours. I usually catch them by myself, but people act like I'm disposing of a body when I do that. Going out alone. Anywhere. Park, cinema, restaurants, concerts. All my friends and relatives think I'm weird, but I just want to have some good time with nobody I know around. Edit. Oh wow, the amount of notifications I'm getting, lol. P.S. Thanks for the awards. Not being a part of hustle culture. If you want to work restless towards something, that's great, but don't hate on somebody because they don't. For me, I value sleep and want to have time to myself where I don't have to think about working and just enjoy doing nothing. There's no problem needing time to rest and literally not work yourself to death. Confidently buying pregnancy tests. I'm 26, in a stable relationship, lived with my SO for a few years, yet when I go to buy tests the people behind the counter, often women 50-60-ish, become sheepish and try to do their best to conceal it. As a dude, ordering a sweet and fruity alcoholic drink. Sorry, I don't like to drink isopropyl, give me my Bahama Mama, and shut up. Being a male in the early years education sector. When I was an EASE teacher, early childhood educator, I had a male called you. Parents etc. were always worried about him with their kids, but he was a better teacher than most. He used a rough and tumble play approach and kids loved him. He also taught them boundaries and consent at a young age because a lot of kids weren't listening to keep your hands to yourself.